Hi there. In this video, I'll be going over my experience of upgrading my existing EE broadband service, which used fibre to the cabinet, to full fibre broadband, also known as fibre to the premise. I'll be going over the process I went through to get notified of when the full fibre broadband would be available in my area, upgrading my service with EE, how the installation went on the day, and all the stuff that occurred in between. I'll also compare the performance of the new connection to my previous connection as well. And just before I go any further, this video is not sponsored by EE or anyone else. This video goes over my own experience and no one else had any say in the video. My only affiliation with EE is that I'm a customer of theirs and nothing more. So what is fibre to the cabinet, which you may see referred to as FTTC, and fibre to the premise or FTTP, and what are the differences? I'll put up a diagram from EE that goes over it, but in short, FTTC will have fibre run from your local exchange to the cabinet on the street. Then, from the cabinet to your home, the existing phone line cable will be used and requires no changes to the wire going to your house. The downside of this is that it caps out at around 68ish megabits per second download speeds. Fibre to the premise, on the other hand, also known as full fibre, will have a fibre cable going from the exchange to the street cabinet, and then a new fibre cable will then need to be installed to your house from the telegraph pole. That is usually the same pole as the one that your phone cable is coming from. This then allows you to have up to multiple gigabit download speeds for your broadband. So, what's needed for FTTP? Well, to begin with, an engineer visit is required if you don't have an existing fibre cable installed to your house. This will be checked when you place your order. The engineer will then install the new line and also an ONT box, which is short for optical network termination. It's effectively a modem that takes the optical cable from the outside and connects it to your router using an Ethernet cable. This is usually the red port on EE Smart Hubs. I hope that covers the differences, so let's move on to the first step, which is how to check if full fibre is available. Okay, so to check if fibre broadband is available in your area, you can check with your existing ISP by putting in your postcode. If it's available, you can then check if you can upgrade and go from there. If it isn't available, you can go to the Openreach website, enter your postcode and do another check. This would then show if it's planned to be in your area. In late 2024, it wasn't, so I signed up to be notified by email for updates. I did check the site sporadically during 2025 and saw that it was planned for installation by the end of 2026, so I left it at that. I also got an email informing me of this. Fast forwarding to sometime in April 2026, I got an email from Openreach and EE that full fibre was now available in my area. With it now available, I logged into my account and selected my broadband service, clicked on plans and subscriptions, then broadband, and finally on upgrade to see what options were available. There were 4 plans to choose from, with each having 4 options in terms of speed. For my connection, the maximum I could buy at the time was 900 megabits. The 4 plans available were Core, Standard, Premium and Ultimate. I'll leave a link in the description that will take you to a page on EE's website that goes over what's included in each plan. For myself, I opted for a 24-month, 150 megabit Core plan. I could have gone for a 300, 500 or 900 megabit plan instead, but for myself, I didn't want to pay any more than I was at this point. Maybe I'll upgrade that at some point in the future, but for now, 150 megabit will do me just fine. As I already have an EE Smart Hub 6 Plus, no router was required, and EE would not supply a newer Smart Hub 7 Plus or Pro as part of the upgrade. I was then asked to schedule the installation date. I opted for the 20th of May in the afternoon and then completed the order. I got an email from EE confirming the order, and a little later that day, an email and a text message from Openreach asking me to confirm the date. You can use either method to confirm the date, you don't have to do both. And that was it for the ordering side of things. One thing you should do before the installation takes place is to pick out at least 2 spots in your house for where the cable will come into your house. I would recommend picking one on each side of your house, just in case the engineer can't install it in a particular spot. Also, make sure you have a power socket available for the ONT to use. This can be a wall socket or a power strip. Just remember you will need 2 sockets, one for the router and one for the ONT. During the wait for the installation day, I got a few emails and text messages, mostly from Openreach, to remind me of the scheduled installation date, with one asking me to confirm the date again. I'd recommend reading those messages just to play safe. Now, the Friday before the installation, completely out of the blue, I got a text message from Royal Mail to tell me that a package from BT would be arriving the next day. I thought this was a little bit odd, as I wasn't expecting anything from either EE or BT. I checked my emails and text messages and nothing indicated that they were sending me anything. Were they perhaps sending me a new router by accident? Is the ONT being sent to me, even though everywhere I looked online it indicated that the ONT came with the Openreach engineer on the day? So I checked my order on EE's website and lo and behold, they were sending me a package. It was described as an EE SH2 C2P welcome package, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. Fast forward to Saturday, it arrived as expected. So what was it? A new router? Nope. An ONT? Nope. This is the package that arrived, and inside it was a black Cat 5e cable with red RJ45 connectors. This makes sense, as I didn't get this when my router originally was delivered. Included with it were some instructions for how to use it, and that I should pass the cable to the engineer when they arrive. The cable is nothing special, it's just a standard Cat 5e cable with two red RJ45 connectors. If you're wondering, the length of it is roughly 1.8 meters or just under 6 foot. Lastly, the day before the install, I got a final text message reminder and an automated phone call to remind me, again, of the install date and time. Let me just put it this way, they do like to send a lot of reminders. Moving on to the 20th of May, it was finally time for the installation to take place. So how did it go? Well, the engineer was booked to do the installation at some point in the afternoon. I got a call from the engineer at around 8:40 in the morning and he asked for my availability, to which I said I was in all day. He asked if 9 AM was okay, which was fine with me. After a later discussion with him, it turned out he had a cancellation on the day so he could do my installation earlier than planned. No complaints from me. The engineer, who works for MJ Quinn, who were a subcontractor for Openreach, came just after 9 o'clock. He then wanted to see where I wanted the cable to be run. I had 3 places picked out in advance where it could go. I got my second choice, which was in my office, rather than my first choice, which was at the front door, but that was okay. The first thing he did was to run the cable from the telegraph pole to my house. Then he moved to the inside and drilled a hole in the wall to run the internal fibre to the outside. After that, he installed the ONT onto the wall and ran the cable to it. The cable was also clipped down along the skirting board very neatly. Any mess he made he cleaned up, which he took with him when he was finished, although I did say he could chuck it in my bin if he wanted to. Then he installed the external cable from the pole down the outside of the wall to a box that he also installed. He then ran the cable from the inside to that box. A final bit of cleanup and a cover to go over the cable that ran to the inside of the house, and that was it. Well, more on that cover in a moment. I got all green lights on the ONT and the smart hub was shown as connected. I loaded up a few websites and everything was working fine. It took the engineer roughly an hour and a half to get it all done. Overall, the installation went well and the engineer was brilliant. He did mention that there would be a follow-up text, email or call to confirm that there were no issues or if I had any complaints about the install. Now, there was one problem that occurred a couple of weeks later. The cable cover that was put on the outside of my house where the fibre cable comes in fell off on a windy day. This was mostly caused by Openreach using these basic plastic covers that end up warping easily, as you can see in this image. They only glue them on as well, so there is nothing else to keep them on. I did buy another one that supposedly doesn't warp, so we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, it's been good since the installation. The ONT box model that was supplied by the engineer is the Adtran SDX601Q. The part number is shown here on the front, next to what I believe is the serial number that I've covered up. This model is rated for multi-gigabit speeds, so if I decide to change my plan to a higher speed one later on, the ONT wouldn't need to be changed out. In terms of connectors, there is a single fibre connection, which is the green end, which comes from the outside. Next to that, there is the black Ethernet cable with the red connector that goes into the red WAN port on the Smart Hub Plus. This runs at 2.5 gigabits per second, but the actual speed in use will depend on your broadband plan. Lastly, there is the power cable from the power adapter. When it is connected, there are 3 green lights as shown here. If there is a fault or something is disconnected, the light that isn't on currently will be on and it will be red. Your Smart Hub will also show as disconnected as well and the amber light will flash. Oh, and here's what the Smart Hub Manager would show under the status page for an FTTC connection, and here is what it looks like for an FTTP connection. As part of this, I hooked up a power monitor to the ONT's power supply and monitored its usage for 7 days. Well, it turned out to be 8 days. Oops. No matter. I can then divide that by 8 to get the daily usage, and then times it by 365 to get the rough yearly usage. And yes, I do like to know how much a device is going to cost me to run, especially given how much electricity in the UK costs. In total, it consumed 0.781 kilowatt hours over the 8 days. Divide that by 8 and times that by 365, and I get roughly 36.63 kilowatt hours per year. At the time of check-in, it was using around 4 to 4.1 watts of power. The highest monitored was 4.4 watts. Lastly, the power adapter is rated up to 6 watts at 12 volts and 0.5 amps. Moving on, let's test the speed of the line. Prior to switching over to the full fibre connection, I tested my, at the time, connection over the copper phone line and ran the speed test app on my iPhone 16 Plus right next to it. The test was run 5 times in a row to get the average scores. The results I got were an average download speed of 61.74 megabits per second, with an upload speed of 19.62 megabits per second and a ping latency of 14.8 milliseconds. I repeated the same set of tests for the full fibre installation 2 weeks after the installation was done, and the results were an average download speed of 148.6 megabits per second, an upload speed of 29.12 megabits per second, and a ping latency was around 12.2 milliseconds. Overall, the download speed is over 2 times faster, with the upload speed being around 1.5 times faster. I did do some testing on the day of the installation, and the results were roughly the same, so overall there wasn't any line calibration needed to be done by EE or Openreach. Okay, to wrap this video up, the process of getting notified that full fibre was available and ordering it from EE was very simple. There was plenty of communication from Openreach in terms of reminding me about the installation and to confirm it. I do think a few less messages might be ideal, but I can understand why they do it. The only criticism I had with the communication about the install was that EE not notifying me of the delivery of the Cat5e cable to go from the router to the ONT. It's not a major problem, but it's worth bringing up. The installation of the new line and ONT was straightforward, and I had no issues with the work that the engineer did other than the cover coming off. Overall, the upgrade was done on time, well, slightly earlier than was planned, but that's fine. For now, I'll leave it there. If you got value from this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and toggle the notification bell to know when I release a new video. If you would like some more videos about the EE Smart Hub Plus, I have a playlist covering mine here on the left, and on the right, there's a video YouTube thinks you might like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.